She never imagined the man she mocked every single morning would someday be the reason she cried, and then kissed him in front of everyone. But life has a strange way of humbling the proud and lifting the kind. And this story begins on a foggy Seattle morning, when a billionaire who thought she had everything met a single dad who had nothing, except a heart big enough to change her life forever. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment to support Kindness World, where we bring you emotional stories that inspire kindness every day. Avery Sterling was one of the most powerful women in the city. Billionaire, CEO, feared by many, respected by all. She walked fast, talked sharp, and never slowed down for anyone. Every morning, she passed through the parking garage under her skyscraper, where she crossed paths with Ethan, a single dad who worked the morning shift. Ethan always greeted her with the same warm smile. "Good morning, ma'am." She never once returned it. Sometimes she didn't even look at him. And when she did, her words weren't kind. One morning she glanced at his old jacket and scoffed, "You'd think someone would invest in a new coat by now." Then she strutted off, heels clicking like she owned the ground beneath her. Ethan just sighed and kept sweeping the floor. He wasn't the type to argue. He had bigger worries, like raising his 7-year-old daughter Lily alone, making rent on time, and praying his second job wouldn't call him in again. To Avery, he was invisible. But to Lily, he was everything. Every night she waited at the table, swinging her legs, drawing little pictures for him. When he walked in tired, she would hug him tight and say, "Daddy, we're doing great. Because we're kind. And kindness always wins." Those words kept him going. Then came the day Avery's perfect world cracked. She rushed into the garage one morning, looking pale, shaky, exhausted. She'd worked all night, barely slept, and had another high-stakes meeting in an hour. As she tried to get into her car, her keys slipped from her hand. She bent down to grab them, but suddenly froze. Her breath caught. Her chest tightened. Her vision blurred. Ethan noticed her struggling and hurried over. "Ma'am? You okay?" Avery tried to speak, but no sound came out. She stumbled backward, clutching her chest. Ethan lunged forward and caught her before she fell. "I'm calling 911, he said, voice firm but calm. "Just breathe. Stay with me." Avery's eyes filled with panic. She wasn't used to feeling weak. She wasn't used to anyone taking care of her. But in that moment, she held on to Ethan like he was the only steady thing in the world. The ambulance arrived, and Ethan rode with her, holding her hand the whole way. When Avery finally woke in the hospital, she saw him sitting beside her bed, knees bouncing nervously. "You stayed," she whispered. Ethan nodded softly. "Didn't want you waking up alone." Avery felt tears rise, tears she didn't understand. "Why would you care? I've never been kind to you." Ethan shrugged. "Kindness isn't something people earn. It's something we give." Those words hit her harder than any business failure ever had. Over the next few days, Avery found herself thinking about him, about how calm he stayed, how gentle he was, how he held her like she mattered. No assistant, no business partner, no friend had ever done that for her. When she returned to work, she did something no one expected. She walked up to Ethan. And said, quietly, "Thank you." Ethan almost dropped the broom. Avery Sterling? Thanking him? But that was only the beginning. Day by day, she started greeting him. Then she started talking. Then she started listening. She learned about Lily. How bright she was. How she loved drawing. How Ethan worked long hours just to give her a stable life. And slowly, Avery's icy edges began to melt. One evening, she spotted Ethan and Lily waiting for the bus. Lily waved enthusiastically. "Hi, fancy lady." Avery burst out laughing. It felt good, strange, but good. She walked over and knelt down to Lily's height. "Can I see your drawings?" she asked. Lily proudly showed her a picture of a little girl holding hands with her dad. Avery stared at it longer than necessary. Something inside her softened. They talked until the bus came. Then Avery turned to Ethan, cheeks warming. "You're different," she said softly. "You're kind. And you don't even know how rare that is." Before Ethan could react, Avery stepped closer. Her voice dropped. "I think I've been looking at the wrong kind of people my whole life." And then, almost without thinking, she kissed him. A gentle, trembling kiss that left him speechless and Lily wide-eyed. Avery pulled back quickly, embarrassed. I don't know why I did that." But Ethan just smiled in that warm, safe way of his. "It's okay. I didn't mind." From that day on, everything changed. Avery started bringing breakfast for Lily. She started asking Ethan about his day. She started caring, really caring. And for the first time, Ethan allowed someone to care for him too. Avery, the billionaire who once mocked him, began turning into someone softer, someone warmer, someone who finally understood that money couldn't buy kindness, and power couldn't replace love. And Ethan, he didn't just save her during that panic attack. He saved her from herself. He showed her a world where kindness wasn't weakness. Where patience meant strength. Where love didn't judge anyone's past or paycheck. A world Avery never knew she needed. In the end, she realized something life-changing. The man she used to look down on, was the man she now looked up to. And that is the true power of kindness. It transforms hearts, heals wounds, and brings people together who were never supposed to meet, but were meant to change each other's lives forever. If this story touched you, may it inspire you to lead with kindness today. Because one small act, one gentle heart, can rewrite someone's entire story.